Goku has been hiding his strongest transformation all along. Many people think that Mastered Ultra Instinct is Goku's most powerful form, but anyone who has read the Dragon Ball Super manga has seen that there is a transformation that can surpass the white-haired form. To understand this, you do not need to read the manga or get inside the mind of Dragon Ball's creator, because I am going to show you every page where this more powerful form appeared, as well as explain why Goku hid this transformation when he faced Gohan in a friendly battle in the latest chapter. Even though Gohan was as strong as Ultra Instinct white-haired Goku, the most powerful transformation Goku used in the protagonist's last serious fight is an unprecedented variation of Ultra Instinct called Ultra Instinct Shin, which translated into English would be something like the true Ultra Instinct. This transformation entered the story with the goal of slightly shifting the concept of Ultra Instinct, which during the Tournament of Power was developed as a technique and transformation that sought to keep Goku's spirit calm, allowing him to free himself from any anxiety in battle and let his body move on its own, creating a reaction speed so high that it became impossible to land any hit on him. True Ultra Instinct has a very different concept, and it is everything that die-hard Dragon Ball Z fans wanted for the current story. In Chapter 82, titled Bardock vs. Gas, Goku is fighting someone who faced his father Bardock 40 years ago. His name is Gas, and in the current timeline, he is just as strong or even stronger than Goku. Goku left him on a distant planet and went back to the planet where all the chaos of this saga was happening, but I will not go too deep into the story to stay on topic. To briefly summarize, Whis realized that Gas was heading toward Goku and decided to have a little chat with him through a communicator, where Whis gives hints about how Goku can achieve an even stronger transformation. Goku holds Whis' communicator, which Whis explains he slipped onto Goku while Goku was near him moments earlier without Goku noticing. Goku asks when exactly that happened, and Whis complains saying he cannot stand Goku interrupting his dessert time. He says this because Whis was minding his own business eating on a random planet until Goku sensed his ki, used instant transmission to send the villain Gas near Whis, and then bailed using instant transmission, just like he did with King Kai when Cell wanted to self-destruct. But this time, it was to buy time, since he was not holding his own against Gas. Goku said he apologized and justified it by saying he knew Gas would behave around the Angel, who Goku also pointed out was his master. So Whis then shatters Goku's calm by telling him Gas was heading toward Goku at an insane speed, and Goku is shocked. His plan was to leave Gas on a random planet and get out of there. Whis then warns him that Gas would arrive in 20 minutes and asks if Goku's training had produced results, since Whis had been trying to help Goku improve his Ultra Instinct. But Goku said no. This part of the manga is frustrating because Goku was trying everything to use Ultra Instinct, but something always went wrong, and he kept getting beaten by his opponents. Goku lamented that he could not keep his heart calm the way Whis can, but Whis fires back saying that is obvious. He explains that he and Goku are different forms of life, so Goku asks what he needs to do to better use Ultra Instinct, and Whis tells him Goku needs to discover his own version of Ultra Instinct, and that is where the need began to be built for Goku to perhaps temporarily abandon White Ultra Instinct. After all, that form was nothing more than Goku trying to copy Whis, but since he is not an angel but a mortal of the Saiyan race, that ultimately makes little sense. Whis adds, "Listen to the voice that lives inside you. What kind of person do you think you are?" Goku is intrigued and asks, "What kind of person am I?" Until Monite, the Namekian Goku met on this planet, who was an old acquaintance of Bardock, says, "Hey, son of Bardock, I want to show you something." And that is when a surreal transformation begins in Goku, where he starts to understand his own history, his own origin, his own nature, and his own powers. And from that point, he will achieve his strongest transformation up to that saga, which for a surreal reason he did not use against Gohan. Yes, the manga is incredible. Monite then pulls out the tracker left behind by Bardock himself. Vegeta analyzes the device and concludes that it was broken, but there was an audio message recorded inside it. Since Monite does not understand this technology very well, he had never managed to play the audio, but he assumes it is a recording of Bardock's fight against Gas that happened 40 years earlier, and believes that from it they might be able to learn how Bardock defeated Gas. Granola's little robot, Granola being the main character of the saga, says he can play the audio, and what follows is one of the most emotional scenes in all of Dragon Ball history. Definitely worth a like. Bardock's voice in the audio says, "I will stop Gas. Listen carefully. Even if it is just the two of you, you need to survive." And when Goku hears those words, this is his reaction. Survive, survive, you have to survive. And Goku's memories come flooding back. He remembers everything that happened when he was a small child, when he had to stay in an incubation pod to keep developing, when his father came home injured from work and then left again, his older brother Raditz, Gina, his mother, working as a cook, and finally, the day his parents sent him to Earth. After that, now in Chapter 83, comes the entire battle between Bardock and Gas, which I will not fully recount. I will only show the parts relevant to the topic of this video, which is Goku's evolution toward his strongest transformation. After watching the battle, Goku says something we would never have expected to hear from him. He says, "I think I now understand what the pride of the Saiyans means." This line is the beginning of the end of Goofy Goku and the start start of Ultra Chad Goku. Basically, I will never forgive you. You get the idea. But then what made Goku understand this once and for all? I do not even need to say it was Bardock's behavior in this battle, which was simply relentless. I will show you the best moments, so you can see how Bardock's mindset is perhaps the strongest among all Saiyans who have ever existed, even though his power could have developed further had he not died so young. After all, Saiyans are still young at 80 years old. Who knows, he might have become a Super Saiyan if the tyrant Frieza had not listened to that rumor. When Moniti says he had already accepted his fate and tells Bardock to run, Bardock's face is almost comical, a genuine expression of disbelief, as if he could not believe how the Namekian had given up on his own life without fighting, something completely unthinkable for a Saiyan. He had clearly realized that Gas, even as a child, was an opponent who could kill him, but running was never even an option for him. It is interesting that Gas indirectly warned Bardock that planet Vegeta would be destroyed. That is why I love this saga, since it wraps up everything that was left unfinished in Dragon Ball Z. Bardock also gets quite angry when Monite does not leave the area of the fight. After all, a typical Saiyan never wants to fight alongside someone else, a behavior that Vegeta still has to this day. The battle continues, and it becomes clearer and clearer to Bardock himself that Gas was far stronger than him. Gas grows confident seeing that Bardock realized this and starts taunting, but Bardock says that fighting a strong opponent makes him excited instead of giving up. In that line, he was 100% Goku. While Bardock takes quite a beating, Monite gathers the Dragon Balls and asks the dragon he himself created to send Bardock back to the planet he came from, under the premise that with the good heart this brave Saiyan had, he would save many lives in the future as long as he stayed alive. But the dragon does not send Bardock back because Monet rejects the proposal. Even if it costs our lives, we Saiyans never retreat from a fight. Monet eventually gives up trying to get Bardock to save himself without taking risks, and asks what else Bardock wants. And Bardock, even thinking it was just a wish upon a shooting star, makes the best decision of his life and says, "I want my sons to grow up well. That is all I wish for." This wish simply made everything fall into place and allowed both Goku and Raditz to survive, even though his grandson later helped kill his oldest son. But we do not mention that part. The fight continues, and Gas keeps winning. He rips off Bardock's tail and declares that now Bardock could do nothing, since he would no longer be able to transform into a giant ape. So he creates a key spear and throws it, but Monite jumps in front of it, apologizes for his earlier meddling, and asks Bardock to win by any means necessary. This makes Gas furious, and he releases his instincts, becoming even stronger. Gas threatens to kill everyone, including Granola, who was just a little kid that Bardock had saved as a good deed. But Bardock does not consider for even a moment that he will come out defeated. Gas asks him why he keeps fighting when he knows he cannot win. Was it to pay for the sins of the Saiyans? Was it for revenge? The tough warrior answers no. Right after that, he releases an aura of Kai that is quite interesting, as if it were a new stage of power that Saiyans can awaken that comes before the Super Saiyan. Bardock follows it up by saying, "In a fight to the death, who would be the idiot thinking about anything other than winning? He wins and wins and wins. I only fight while there is an enemy to be defeated. That is all, everyone. Burn what I am about to say into your memory." That phrase he just said is the essence of what the Saiyan nature is. Knowing this will be important for the conclusion of my video. With this new power, Bardock starts dominating the fight, and Gas, confused and in shock, says, "I thought Saiyans had no other hidden power besides the Uzuru. You guessed wrong. We Saiyans always evolve every time we surpass our limits." Then Gas collapses from the beating and is finally defeated by Bardock. Does this fight prove that Bardock surpassed the peak of King Vegeta? Well, I can develop that in a future video. Now that you are all caught up on the context, let us return to this moment. Goku, watching this masterclass in winning mentality, realized that even though he is far stronger than Bardock, he himself did not trust his own power. Even Vegeta, the pure expression of Saiyan royalty, is reminded of this concept listening to a low-class Saiyan. He concluded that what Saiyans needed to carry was their pride, not their sins. This resolved the internal conflict Vegeta was having, which was guilt over his past sins. Even Beerus tried to help shape Vegeta's mindset, but Bardock proved he already had the mentality Beerus wanted in a potential successor. Bardock's is even better, since he is not selfish like Beerus. Monit concludes the lesson by saying, "The pride of a race does not lie in atoning for its sins or seeking revenge, but in accepting its own nature and convictions." He breaks the fourth wall, looking directly at the screen and saying, "This applies to every race." Now, energized by Bardock's motivation, Goku and Vegeta did not want to fight Gas. They wanted to finish him, so the two of them go to fight Gas. But since I am going to bring this complete saga to the channel, and my subscribers will be getting the notification soon, I will skip to the end. They fight incredibly hard, and Vegeta ends up fighting alone for most of the battle until he gets tired of taking hits. He tells Goku that his Ultra Instinct had not changed anything, and tells Goku to find an answer while he himself keeps attacking Gas. Goku clenches his fist and says, "Search for my own instinct." The battle continues, and Vegeta fights to total exhaustion. But just as Gas was about to kill him, Goku creates a force field and pulls Vegeta close to him. He finishes his meditation and says, "That is it. This is all I have. Might as well try. Yes, this is who I am." Goku answers Whis' question internally, and now he knows what kind of person he is. So he activates Ultra Instinct Shin, his strongest transformation up to that point. It looks a lot like the Ultra Instinct Omen that Goku uses against Jiren, but in the manga, the Omen has no energy surrounding it, while this form has exactly the same energy that Bardock used to defeat Gas, giving rise to a new form. Gas asked whether it is the silver-haired or the white-haired version. In the anime version, would it not be stronger? Goku does not deny it, but says that with that technique, his heart needed to be at peace. But with this one, he can use his emotions. This shows that this form is stronger than the silver-haired one in practice at this moment, because even though the other form has greater potential power, Goku does not have mastery over it, and that is clear in every battle where it appears in this arc. He finishes by saying, "After everything, right now my heart is not at peace at all," and Granola sees the figure of Bardock through Goku. Then Goku and Gas exchange punches, but Gas comes out worse. The battle develops, and Goku concludes that he is slightly superior to Gas. Looking closely at the fight, we can see that the Ultra Instinct dodging technique is still present, but weaker. However, all the other advantages compensate for it. The silver-haired form would not have taken that hit. This form did, but the damage is low. He took very little damage, but the silver-haired form would never have landed that attack in return. Even Vegeta finds it amusing, with Gas getting a beating. After that, there is still more of the fight, but to get the rest, you already know what to do. Just activate the bell after subscribing, because I will be releasing this complete saga. Now let us look at why Goku hid such an incredible power when he fought Gohan in the latest chapter. People had already come in thinking they were smart, hammering down the verdict. Oh, Beerus said White Ultra Instinct is the strongest, and Whis confirmed it. That is true. However, Goku when fighting Gas also had not denied that this form is the strongest. It is the strongest, but based on what we have seen, it does not surpass the Shin form in practice, even being stronger on paper, because of the issues Goku mentioned. So in practice, Shin was indeed the strongest. What happened is that in the fight against Gohan, Goku did not need to finish Gohan off, so he did not need to use Bardock's style of combat. That allowed him to use the white form more comfortably. We do not know if Goku can currently use the white form with emotions as well, but if he can, we might be able to call that current white form Mastered Ultra Instinct Shin, and what he learned against Gas, Ultra Instinct Omen Shin. Just an ugly long name, everyone, but it is still better than Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. But that part is just a theory. In a real combat situation under pressure, the only form through which Goku actually managed to use Ultra Instinct in a satisfactory way was the Shin form, and for now, until it is revealed whether Goku has improved the white form to fully use its potential, this form remains Goku's peak, and it was hidden against Gohan because Goku's goal was only to test his son, not to finish him. Making a video like this takes a lot of work, so if you want to encourage me to keep producing this kind of content, please leave a like, and if you want to receive more videos like this, subscribe. It costs you nothing and helps me a lot. If you want to see the complete Goku versus Gohan fight, just click on the screen. Thank you very much for your support. I am truly grateful, and that is basically it. See you in the next one.